This past weekend, all the political action was in a place called Bondo, which is in Siaya County, where it appears that Raila Odinga actually gave the largest hint yet that he is going to bless Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka as his successor. And indeed, Kalonzo Musyoka will be the Azimio candidate in the 2027 presidential race. At least, that is how things appeared on the surface. But is that really what is going on here? Well, we have to admit, there was a lot of evidence, or so it seemed, that this is indeed the situation, the political reality for now. Because, for instance, all Ukambani governors were there. Makueni, Machakos, Kitui, all of them were there in support of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, including the governor for Makueni, Mtula Kilonzo Jr., who is notorious for missing Azimio functions. He was there. But let us back up a little. The whole reason for this function was the 80th birthday of Raila Odinga's older brother, Senator of Siaya, Oburu Odinga. Now, all over the world, it is the older brother, the firstborn if you like, who inherits the father's political mantle. It happens everywhere. So how is it that in the Odinga family, Raila inherited the political mantle and not his older brother, Oburu? That is a very long story for another day. But if I can quickly sum it up, Raila was the one who used to follow his dad all over the place. Raila is the one who showed great interest in politics from a very young age. He used to attend political meetings with the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, his dad. And when the brothers grew older and went out there politically, it was clear Raila was well ahead, and that's how it has stayed all these years. Indeed, today, hate him or like him, Raila Odinga is not a political figure. He is a political institution. Okay? That is the truth. Anyway, Oburu was also celebrating his being confirmed in the Anglican Church after many, many decades of trying. What has been the problem? The problem has been that it was the belief of the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga that one necessarily need not have an English name to be baptized in church or even to be confirmed. And the old man was so serious about this that he wrote a letter to the Anglican Church headquarters abroad, and he received a response that it was okay, the name was not so important as the baptism or confirmation in the church. But still, Oburu was frustrated all these years by different leaders of the church in Kenya until this weekend, when he was finally confirmed at the age of 80. And of course, the other super fascinating thing that happened this past weekend is that the two wives of Oburu were introduced. Raila has only one, Ida, but Oburu, like his late father, is polygamous. So both his wives were introduced. But then after that, and some brief remarks by Oburu, everything shifted to politics. And of course, where there's politics in Kenya, you will always expect the name Raila Odinga to be bang in the center of it all. And the politics of the day had a very clear message. And the message was that Azimio is still very firmly together, fighting for their main objectives. The top two of which are cost of living and, of course, electoral justice. And in my opinion, this is where the first big hint that there was more to this than met the eye emerged. Because what was happening here is you're talking about electoral justice, cost of living, battling the current Ruto administration, and then at the same time you're talking about 2027. It doesn't quite ring true, suggesting that there's something else going on here. But more on that later. Now, Raila's introduction of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, when he was inviting him to speak, was quite telling. And I believe this is what will convince most people, that this birthday bash of Oburu Odinga, or Oburu Oginga, was all about introducing Kalonzo Musyoka as the heir apparent to Raila Odinga in Azimio. Raila gave their long history together briefly. Many people don't know this, but Raila Odinga is one of the people who led Kalonzo Musyoka out of Moi's Kano. He was amongst the people who went with Raila out of Kano. Raila at that time was in Kano. What had happened is that earlier there had been this merger between Raila's party, NDP, and Kano, to form the new Kano. But actually what happened is that Raila's party was swallowed. This was in the run-up to the 2002 general elections. And then Raila also spoke about the two occasions where Kalonzo Musyoka has been his running mate. A basket full of votes for Raila from Ukambani. Now, those who know Raila better and have followed him for some time will have been a bit puzzled, because it is not normal for Raila Odinga to talk about a distant election when we're still in the very early stages, barely into the second year of this administration. That was strange. And at this juncture, I think it is a good idea to remind you that we were once told by Professor Makau Mutua that these other politicians play in a different league. But Raila plays in a superior league of politics. Remember he said UEFA, European Cup, up there. Not the normal local league. And that is very true. And in my opinion, I believe what is happening here is very sophisticated political chess. Completely different superior league of politics that Raila is playing here. Okay? We'll come back to that later. Now, as Kalonzo stood up to speak, there is something he said that should be of great interest to all of us. He referred to the recent incident in Turkana, where Raila was invited but embarrassed at the function. They refused him to speak. And according to Kalonzo Musyoka, the whole issue revolved around the Turkana governor, who belongs to the ODM party. But according to Kalonzo, this governor got scared. According to Kalonzo, this man does not have papers. And therefore he feared that if he does not follow instructions from State House Nairobi, the powerful government may decide to challenge his academic qualifications. And Kalonzo advised that there are so many lawyers in Azimio who would have readily defended him, so there was no need for him to get scared. Anyway, he gave us the inside story, if you like, of what really happened in Turkana when Raila was embarrassed. and refused to speak after being invited in writing to the Turkana Cultural Festival. Now I'm afraid I notice my time is up. I don't want to do very long videos. Most of you have hinted that you get discouraged when I do a very long video. So I'm going to break up this into 2 videos. And in part 2, I will now get into the nitty-gritty of what I think was really happening in Bondo. Just make sure you don't miss it. And also don't miss my epic audiobook, The Ruto Kenyans Will Never Know. The current price for it is $24.55, or Kenya shillings 2,455. And I've received a lot of positive feedback. People have said, aha, I didn't know this. So this is the real man himself. Gosh, we're in more serious trouble than I thought. Oh, so this is what happened. There's been a lot of that. Because you see the information in this latest audiobook of mine. The package also comes with an ebook version, in PDF format. The information contained here is information which is not available in the public domain. I avoided what people already know, what people have been talking about, and I focused on what people don't know about Ruto. And so it makes for some very fascinating reading, or listening in. If you decide to take it in the audio format, please go for it. Right. Make sure you don't miss part 2, which will be up shortly. If you came to this video late, it is already there, and you'll find a link in the description area below and on the top right hand corner at the end of this video. But if you have come too early, that video is not up yet, but it will be up shortly. See you there. This is Chris Kumekucha.